Good morning, folks. All right, let's get everything set up. Just give me a moment, folks. One second. There we go, we're getting somewhere now. Hey, we are getting there. There we go, awesome. Let me get some music going and we can pretty much get started. And by the way, there's no trade by here, I'm just planning something and just kind of finishing my analysis. I've been watching Demon Slayer, so my music's very Japanesey right now. Pardon me. Let's see how this is. Oh yeah, and I need to do some trade copier stuff. All right, so yeah, I hope everyone's been having an amazing week so far. It's going to be my final day of the trading week because tomorrow is NFP, so I'm not going to do any trading. I am planning this position by here, but you can see I got a massive stop loss, so I'm not going to be taking this one. However, if we get a nice maybe a nice wick rejection, we can maybe take something like a 5-minute or a 1-minute double bottom where price will look like something like this. So our entry will be like maybe around by here. Oops. Our entry will be something like this maybe. That'll be much better. But we'll just see. We'll just see. Let me delete that. Things have been looking really amazing for me this week, I've got to say. Glory to God. We'll talk more about that later. And also, you guys, hang on. Whoa. What is this? Hang on. I got to fix this up. That's better. Look at my guys, they've fallen. The room is so dark, man. What's going on? We need to position them up a little bit. Yeah, so Ditto's got a mate. He's got the Lord. Well, obviously it's not really the Lord, is it? But you know, it's cute. I kind of threw it away. I was going through a big theological quandary, all about images and stuff like that. And to be fair, we can talk about that later. I can tell you where I'm at with all that stuff. But glory to God. This week's been amazing. So good. But yeah, maybe I'll just go over my analysis for you. It's very, very simple. You can see the 4 hours broken above. Boom. So what we've got is this. Price at a retest level. So I'm going to prioritize taking buys on the 15-minute. But you guys know my strategy. I also take what's called opposition trades, meaning even if there is a definite higher likelihood of a particular direction playing out, I will still have an entry for if it wants to do the opposite, right? Because I've seen that, you know, sometimes price just does what it wants, doesn't it? So even though the general consensus would be to take buys by here, I'm gonna take a sell. I'll only take one though. I'll only take one. And that is going to come from this entry by here or this entry up by here. Wouldn't be able to get a trade there either. And I'm talking a little bit quieter because my housemates are asleep, so I'm not going to be super loud. So if you guys can't hear me, I apologize. May need to turn your volumes up a little bit. Okay. Oh, sorry, as I was saying. Right then, so at the 4 hour key level, we got our trend defining point right by here. So it's really easy. We don't need to do much on the 1 hour because look, this is all a 4 hour level anyway. So we're just looking for buys by here. On the 1 hour though, there is no structure by there. So we're fine by that with that. On the 15-minute, maybe I should put myself down by here. It's probably easier for you guys. You can see the whole chart then. And yeah, 15-minute, we can see that we've got the overall trend defining point around by here. So I would need to probably add this in, right? There we go. We're not going to include these massive wicks, but this is the level, the key level. So we've got this overall TDP on the 50-minute. Let's just double check that. Double check so we can find that by seeing that we had this hang on. Yeah, so we had this high, we had this level. High got broken with this candle. Look for the lowest high low right by here. So if you wanted to do it roughly, you can just keep track of it by there. You can think to yourself, well, until this level gets broken, it's still the trend defining point. And what happened? Price came and shot up. Now the reason I'm not going to include this level is because this happened on Monday. It's Thursday today. I don't think price is going to really care. This is, you know, even though this is Tuesday, right, we're going to basically use this whole level because when you do your analysis like this, you want to use the overall levels first. You want to include this level first, right? But as you skim and scan and as you go through the charts, you can be able to dissect and basically say to yourself, well, I'm going to discount this, I'm going to keep this because this level also lines up with the levels from yesterday, right? So we just do it like that. So you can see that this wick touched into here, go and add that in. See this wick there? Added that in. No more wicks. We got these wicks, but they're so big, you'd be better off just ignoring them because it's not going to have an impact. That's what I found out. So I ignore every time I see a big massive wick. Usually on the 15-minute, what I'm basically figuring out is that you can basically, if you want to be mechanical about it and you'd rather not use discretion, just use the info line on TradingView and measure up the wick. If it's over 500, typically you will find that it's really big and you don't need to worry about it. Okay, so there's our overall trend defining point. However, we've also got our current trend defining point, which is right by here. However, so we're basically using this level, or what I should probably say is this level by here, right? Well, hang on. There we go. Okay, because this is our current level, this immediate low caused this higher high. So we follow our process. We want to basically include the two candles to the left. We're not going to include this one, it's too far away. So something like this will be alright. Check to the left for your wicks. Okay, do we have any massive wicks? I think this one's okay. Oh, there we are. So we can discount that one as well. There we go. So there we go, we're all good. But I can tell you already, this is going to be too big of a stop loss. Look at that, it's massive. So for all of our entries, we're going to need wick rejections. We're just going to make things a little bit easier for us in terms of our P&L, because if these trades don't work out, we're either going to save ourselves from a loss, or we're going to be taking less of a loss. Because my plan is, let's assume for a moment that this stop loss is valid for us to take, so I can take this trade. What'll happen sometimes is price will come down, trigger me in. It'll come back maybe, and it might leave a wick rejection. This might be a wick rejection. What I'll then do on the 5 minute or the 1 minute, I will take a double bottom like this. So my entry will be down by here instead of up by there, massively increasing my risk to reward. Okay, but obviously once I've set the new trade, I'm closing out the old trade. So we could sometimes close for 0.1R, 0.2R, sometimes 0.5, sometimes 0.6. So if we remove that process where we go straight for the wick rejection, then we're not going to take that, maybe that 0.5 or that 0.6. But we've got a lot of time before we plan anything, so let's have a nice game of chess whilst we wait for some people to join as well. Okay. Nice. How can I make this profitable for myself? Let's go there. He's going to move that there. Oh, fair enough. That's what he's planning. No way he did that. Just gonna go by there. What do I do? Don't want to go there. 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 I'm thinking the best thing is the castle. And then get in this bad boy in the game. Okay. Sorry guys, I've got to pray for someone. Father God, please. You just seen what I've seen. Help her, Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord. Father God, heal her, in the name of Jesus, amen. Okay. I gotta reset my mouse. There we go. This guy's struggling. Okay. Fair enough. Of course. Why not? Let's just rinse his pawns. I was never good at these situations. What do I do? Oh yeah, so I forgot to mention all of these retest levels are invalidated because prices bounced off from them all. I kind of want to just move this up. Oh, okay, move this by there, and then move that up. This goes by there. Okay. I got it. I may have to sacrifice a few things. Let's go. Yep. Oh, what the heck did I just do? Oh, that's what I'm saying. I suck at these things. Okay, let's try again. Amazing. I don't know what this guy was thinking. Because you could never, yeah. Let's go. Game over, son. Oh, interesting. That's funny. I think that's it, yeah. You have to move it now. There we go, that was the weirdest game of my life. Not gonna lie to you. Oh, so look at the size of this bad boy growing, bruv. He's getting flipping massive, but he's getting massive on one side. You can see he's uneven. This side's a little bit slower. I think maybe because yeah, I think maybe because because of the sunlight, I think. Alright, let's go again. This is just doing its thing, isn't it? Bloody hell. That's a really cool board. Okay. Let's set an alert. Yeah, I'll wait till around 7 o'clock and then I'll get going with this. Okay. Nice. Amazing. Funny. Sinking, huh? Bloody hell. There we go. See, these morning sessions are very chilled out for the most part. Just waiting and waiting. Oh, pardon me. So the first hour, we always oh, hang on. I don't know what this guy's planning, dude. Move him there. Maybe I'll go by here and go by there. So I can checkmate him. Oh no. I'm a donut. Oh no. Okay. Oh yeah, I've given the game. I've lost the game. GG's. What the heck? Okay. What do I do? There we go. Yes, and I won the game. What the heck? He's got to go there. GG's. Oh my gosh. What a blunder. When she had checkmate, or he, whatever, look, it was there. Boom, it was right there. Crazy. And I bet that one blunder. I think there were multiple blunders.
You turned a tough game around with a decisive mid-game checkmate.
Yeah, look, that was my blunder, look.
So this move
Oh,
loses material.
Yeah. Fair enough. Alright. Alrighty. Maybe we'll do one more. Yeah, my ELO has been destroyed. I was actually getting close to 800. But it got wrecked. This is a funny little tactic that I like to play. Go right over there and take the rook. What he wants to do is do that. Oh, okay. It's fine. Don't move that there. No. What is this? Okay. Probably wasn't the best move, but oh well. This is my problem with chess. I think I play the best when I don't think, and that's kind of the problem because I also make stupid decisions when I don't think. Okay. Alright, in terms of setups, if I want to take a buy, I can't unless I get entries by here. Because you can see that currently the 50 minutes looking kind of bearish. So I want to see maybe something like this. Take a buy by there. If I get it. Alright. Okay. Oh, am I so dumb? Bro. It's alright, let's see if I can still pull it back. I think this guy is... I think he thinks quickly. He's probably got the same problem as me. Where because he thinks quickly, he doesn't sometimes know what he's doing. Should have gone. Somewhere else. Okay. If I can get a check by here. If I can get a check by there. I'm good. What do you call... Here's a really good joke. What do you call... Hang on. What do you call your Eastern European friend playing chess? Checkmate. He's your checkmate, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Bloody hell. I gotta do a madness. Good game. Fair play, good game. Yeah. What do you call your Eastern European friend who likes to play chess? Checkmate. Speaking of checkmate, I need a flipping haircut. Hey. There's not much to say, really. To be honest with you, there's really not much to say. It just is what it is. I think at 7 o'clock, that's when I'll start going over the high probability setups. So we'll just chill out for a little moment. There's not much to really do right now. Also just got to watch out in case we start consolidating, but right now it's going to take a very long time for that to be confirmed if that's the case. So we good. Why is it whenever I stream, dude, that my mouse goes all funky? Alright then. Oh, it's starting to get bright outside. Okay, so in order for us to take that setup I was telling you about, we need to see at least 2 bullish candles. Then we need to see confirmation. We need to see confirmation of a retracement, and then confirmation of that pullback, and then confirmation of the lower high. Sorry, high or low. Yeah, I shouldn't be on my phone, dude. I don't even want to be looking at, like, social media. Not even social media, but just, like, bro, first thing I do when I go on my phone, like, if I'm bored, I just go to YouTube Shorts. It's terrible, bruv. Terrible, terrible, terrible. You know, let's read the Word of God instead. Let's just do that. Why have I not done that yet? That's the best thing to do if you ever get bored, is read the Word of God. Let's go to NKJV. There we go. I dreamt about this Bible verse. Inasmuch as these people draw near with their mouths and honor me with their lips, but have removed their hearts far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the commandment of men. Whoa. You guys remember that? When Jesus said, you honor me with your lips, but your hearts are far from me. Okay, we're going to wait for price to get into here for a big fat juicy wick rejection. Unless the 1 minute reacts to this now. We have seen what looks like a little shift on the 1 minute. I probably think the most profitable strategy I ever did was a 1 minute strategy, like 1 minute solo. There were days where I made 20R in a single day. It was ridiculous. But obviously, when you have a strategy that makes that much money, you know you're also taking losses, bruv. You are also taking losses. But with a strategy like that, it's good because one day, I doubt you'd ever be taking losses for like weeks on weeks. But let's say you did. Let's say you took losses for like 3 weeks in a row. One day could bring it all back and double it, like double that into profit. That's the mad thing about trading, is that you could be going down, 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 then one day, boom, something changes. Like for me, my favorite style of trading, actually, I really enjoy the strategy I have now, but I like this, yeah. If I'm in a trend, bruv, I want to be like buying, 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 get boom, 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 and then maybe a little reversal, sell it. That's the most, in my opinion, the most profitable way. Like, you really, what you do there, what that is profit maximization, right? Profit maximization, that's what this is. Yeah, when you get that push, you milk it. Whereas for me, I'm chilling, kind of. I got a very chilled out strategy, and it works really well. This is the thing, right? Before we go into the whole high probability setups, let's talk about this for a minute. When it comes to making money in trading, it's got nothing to do with your strategy. It's got nothing to do with your ability to read the chart. It's got nothing to do with your ability to pick out price action, like little tips and tricks. It's just got everything to do with your capital. Like, that is the simple truth. You just need more capital. That is it. And you can make more money. So even if you got a strategy that makes 2% a month, if you got a strategy that makes 3% a month, you got a strategy that might make 1% one month, 5% the next month, 2% the next month, maybe you make a 1% loss, minus 1%. Do you get what I'm saying? But overall, you're profitable. Imagine by the end of the year, you accumulated, let's just say you had a 7% return at the end of the year. Okay, not much, but let's say you had 7% return, right? On 100k, that's 7 grand. On $1 million capital, you've got 70,000 pounds or dollars, whatever you're using, right? So imagine you had that much funding. It's crazy, huh? I got a question for Fivers. Let's go and ask their AI something, because they got a really good scaling process. I got to be honest. As soon as you get 10%, they'll bump you up. Let's have a look. Where is the scaling process? No. No. What the heck? Oh. Alright. So we got to wait for this 50-minute candle to close anyway before potentially taking any trades. Oh, we can answer it. Alright, by you. Okay. Look at this. There we go. Look at this. Oh, hang on a minute. You guys seeing what I'm writing? Oh. Hang on. Bear with me. Oh, I don't want to show my account number. One sec, folks. Let me do this in a separate window. Oh yeah, and I gotta do my trade copy stuff. Right then. So today I'm only looking to make $1,000. So I can risk $200 on my challenge. Alright. It's good. So $200 is the risk today. Sorry folks, I'm just wow. So basically with Fivers, yeah, whenever you make 10%, they'll bump you up. And also your withdrawals don't affect it, bruv. So you can make 10% on 20k, cash out your 2 grand, they'll bump you up to 30k. Cash out your 3 grand, bump you up to 40k. This could take like a while, bro. Yeah? But imagine you got 3 accounts. I'll have 3 accounts that I'll be scaling up consistently. I got 220k and I'm doing a 60k challenge right now, which will get funded. So I have 2 20ks, then a 60k. That's mad. Mad. Damn. Oh, look at this. Yeah, price is doing its thing. We're not going to be able to get in on that. Even though it left a wick rejection, we can't get an entry. Because even if we do enter by there, it would be pretty much the exact same. Sorry folks, I'm just reading this stuff. I obviously don't want to show the chat because it's oh wow, I didn't even realize Fivers actually, yo, wow, okay. Yeah, Fivers is amazing, bruv. I don't even think I need like anything else. Genuinely, I was really thinking about going with different prop firms because I wanted to add my capital. Yeah, I wanted to boost this up, boost that up, but I don't think I need to, bruv. I don't think I need to. I think I can just stay with Fivers, and they'll just scale me up. Like, that's crazy. That is genuinely crazy. And I think because because I trade using 0.3%, as time goes on, I'll probably have confidence just to start off on maybe like 0.5% and get to that 10% quicker, you know? That's cool. Do you know what I was thinking? Yeah. I love Temu. Do you know why? Look at this. Look at this. There's like loads of Jesus apparel. Jesus t-shirts, bruv. Jesus, the way, the truth, the life. Praise the Lord. This is all I want to wear. This is all I want to wear. Is just about Jesus. It's just about the Lord. I wouldn't really want to wear this. That's a bit too much. But yeah, bruv, could you imagine walking into church with that? Yo, that would be too much, bro. Because I don't like the image of Jesus, because I'm like, whilst I've got this, yeah, you know, whilst I've got my little guy by here, this is meant to represent the Lord. Obviously, we're taking an idea what we think Jesus may have looked like. But no one knows, and he definitely... Well, we don't know if he had white skin. I doubt he had white skin with blonde hair and whatever. But no one knows, you know? So I wouldn't want to... I don't know. And I don't like seeing... Jesus on the cross, dude. I don't like seeing it. Just for me personally, it's like watching your best friend suffering, you know? So I wouldn't wear that. That'd be too much for me. Make me sad every time I put it on, because he's... You know, he's off the cross. He's resurrected. It's not saying I don't. I know it's got like a powerful symbol, you know. But I don't like. I just don't like seeing it. I like that. That's cool. Wouldn't mind maybe this. Oh my goodness me, that is like. That is so funny. I don't know why that's hilarious. Thou shalt never thirst. Yeah, I get that, but it's a little bit like a little bit mocky. That's mad. It just looks a bit too much though. Look at that, the sword, the word of God. That's a cool t-shirt. Yeah, Jesus is awesome, isn't he? Cool, because I've ordered some t-shirts, yeah, not t-shirts, jumpers. Hang on, got some notifs. Oh, my empty file's not even open. Let me just double check my trade copier. Only need to make 1% or so, just over 1% to pass this challenge. Oh my gosh. Let's do market execution 0.0. Oh. Let's just see. I'm gonna just buy like a tiny trade. There we go. Okay. Yep, it's good. All right then, so we can get cracking now. We can start talking about what we got to talk about. High probability setups, right? Speaking of high probability setups, what I need to go and set myself up for is a flipping haircut, I can tell you that much. High probability setups. Right. Now again, this is going to look different for everybody. Every time I start these sessions, I always say, you know, I've got concepts and I'll teach you things, but you're only really going to learn, you're only really going to see the fruits when you pair it with your own testing. Okay, so let me get a pencil or pen so I can start writing things down, because I like to write things down for myself. Don't know why, I feel like I'm in school. I can turn my heater off. Okay. So we're going to go over high probability setups, right? And this is the thing, yeah. When it comes to like teaching people how to trade, you're never really going to see the market exactly how I see it. I just don't believe that people, you know, you can pretty much take, what I'm trying to say is that you don't need to follow someone 1,000,000% to the T what they're doing, because was in a mentorship, I've had people show me things, but of course every single one of us, we all have we all have that, how do I say it, we've all got that individual way of looking at the market, and we've all put in the work, haven't we? We've all put in our own work. We've all understood the market from a certain perspective, and so therefore we may find it difficult to let go of things, especially when we've seen it work time and time and time and time again. And I think if someone is coming in and they have never looked at trading before, amazing, you'll find it very easy to just learn everything that someone has to say. But for most people, you will more than likely pick out things. You'll say, okay, I like this, I'll use this. I like this, I use this. But whatever you do, whatever you pick up or whatever you want to study, you got to make sure that you do it. You got to basically test it all yourself. If I'm going to show you something now, don't think that you're going to, 10 minutes of practice, you're going to suddenly have it mastered, because there's going to be a time in the market where it's going to look very similar. It's going to look like it's exactly the same, but there might be a little tiny tweak, and it might not be the same, right? It might not be the same. So the point is, you just have to, before I begin, you really have to be diligent, and you really have to, just study it. You just have to study it. Okay, so what is going to constitute a high probability setup? Okay, the first thing that you have to obviously think of is, I know it sounds silly, right? But you are basically executing something that has a high likelihood or a higher likelihood of working out. And I never really used to like saying the word high probability setup, because it makes us think, what, are we going to take a low probability setup? When we trade, do we ever want to take something that has a low probability of winning? Absolutely not. And there's also different ways to trade. You can be a mechanical trader, which is the kind of trader that I am. I don't like to think about the market. I like to consistently execute a proven approach. And, but if you are a more sort of discretionary based trader, it doesn't mean that one is better than the other, right? It doesn't mean the mechanical is better or discretion is better. It just means that if you're a discretionary trader, it means that every single thing that you do has to be high probability, right? So every situation that you're pairing up, everything that you're thinking of, you got to basically think to yourself, does this have a really high likelihood of working out? Because with me and my mechanical approach, everything has been tested. So everything that I do has a higher likelihood of working. Even if I have a string of losses, even if a particular setup doesn't work for a particular week, I know, because out of a batch of 100 or a batch of 1,000, it's proven to be very profitable. So I'm going to just take what the evidence is telling me. Does that make sense? But you know, there's probably going to be a time in the future where I will be a discretion-based trader. I won't even have like a mechanical strategy. I'll look at the market, you know, and be like, I know that is got a low probability of working out. I'm going to dash it away. I know that has a high probability of working, so I'm going to go ahead and set the trade. Right? But for me, I'm not at that place yet, and all of my confidence comes from my strategy. Does that make sense? So just, you know, just sort of see what kind of trader you are, and you want to position yourself correctly. Okay? So one thing that's also going to really help you as you go out of this study and you go and look at this yourself, you take some notes as you're going along now. You know, I may say, for example, you know, higher time frame wick rejections. Okay? I may use the 4 hour and the 1 hour, but you might use the weekly and the daily. Do you get what I'm saying? But the concept is still the same. You could see, you know, what I'm talking about when it comes to the wick rejections, and you'd be like, oh, I never really knew that before. Yeah, okay. Okay, or maybe you want to go on the 5 minute time frame and see the wick rejections and sort of figure it out yourself, right? Essentially, I'm going to just show you what has higher probabilities of working out, right? And I'm going to basically, I'm not going to sort of stick to one particular thing. It's going to be, we're going to talk about a load of different things so that this can basically gel with a lot of, it can gel with a lot of people from a lot of different experiences. All right. Yeah, I'm just closing down some stuff. Okay, so our setup is starting to develop. I gotta also remember. What's going on? Yeah, okay. Whenever I say to myself, I don't need to, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But I'm not gonna fall victim to myself. I've done that way too many times. Okay. I'm gonna just put these by here. Let's put them in red so we know. And then also 1:30 news. Unemployment. Damn, it's really crazy to just sit down and remember like where I came from. I really do need to find one of my old phones because it has like pictures of when I first started trading, and it's gonna make me cry, man. Yeah, it really, really is, because almost 5 years coming up in this game. And when you see like your work providing fruits, because I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to digress a little bit, was failing for a very long time, and I was in a lot of pain, and I've suffered a lot for this craft, a lot. So when the success really comes in and people want to talk their nonsense, which I know they will, they already are sometimes, some people I know, you know, they want to make fun. It doesn't bother me, because Jesus Christ has ordained my work. Jesus Christ has ordained me. Jesus Christ fixed it for me, and he saw me in all of my struggles. And he didn't save me so I could be a trader. He saved me because he's got a plan for me. He wants me to go to heaven with him, and he wants me to do work for people in a certain way, you know. So God is good, but also he's seen my struggle. He knows what I've been through, and he's a loving God. He's a good God. Can't even begin to explain what he's done for me and how he continues to refine me. But yeah, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No one goes to the Father but by him. He saved me. He's making my trading work. But the thing is, no one has seen the pain and the crap that I went through, Rev. So to sit here and to see it come to fruition, and there is going to be a time where, you know, I'm going to be able to travel with my laptop, work with my laptop, visit people, you know, maybe have like global ministry, go around the world, bruv, you know, and still be able to work. And this business that I started for myself when I was 24 years old, you know, it's been ordained by God himself. That is the best feeling in the world. Because I'm telling you now, I put it on the altar for him. I was like, Lord, if you don't want me to do this thing, take it. It's yours. And let me tell you this, every single time, he has told me to keep on going. There was a time he spoke to me through a song. Can you believe that? God spoke to me through a song. He told me, don't give up. He said, don't give up. And I didn't give up, you know? But there is something, right? There is a Bible verse which really sticks out to me. Because someone said to me, one of my friends was like, you need to confirm this with scripture. Yeah? I always knew that my trading wasn't just for me. Before I was saved, yes, I will admit that I really wanted to be rich for myself. I wanted all the wealth, wanted all the cars, wanted all the clothes, the money. I was doing it for evil purposes. But I also wanted to help people genuinely. You know, I've always had this. Christ has always been in my life. He's always been a part of me, you know. It's just when I didn't believe in him, before I had him, really, before he lived in me, I was doing it all for myself, but also, what am I trying to say? Yeah, I was all doing it for the wrong reasons. But there was a part of me that was doing it for my family, for the betterment of the communities around me, to use as an investment, like vehicle. But now it's all for his kingdom, and there's nothing wrong with providing for your family. There's nothing wrong with it, you know? But I know that God has a purpose for this, because I'm honestly going to say like 90% of my profits from trading will not go to myself. Genuinely, it won't go to myself. I couldn't care less about being in a fancy car. I could not care less about my appearance. Obviously, I want to be smart, but I don't care about having a Rolex or a Gucci or a diamond watch. I don't care about that. If I'm going to put 100... This is my own personal philosophy. This is not a judgment. This is not me saying this as right or wrong. But this is what the Lord is speaking to me. How can I, as a Christian, wear a $100,000 watch when I know what the 100 grand could do for someone? Okay, maybe if I'm like a flipping, you made billions, right? And all that money is going to other people. Maybe it's like, I don't know. I don't have that worth for it anymore. I don't care about it. That just speaks to me something very demonic. I know that's going to be maybe not nice to hear, or maybe it's not nice for me to say, but there's something that just feels demonic about like wearing a big fat 200 grand Rolex. Because what is that for? It's just for vanity, isn't it? That's not me. That isn't me, you know? So let's put that money to good use, you know? Yeah. I'd much rather be able to build something for a community, yeah, than to walk around with a flipping thing on my wrist. That'll make me feel better. Like, you know, that will have a real impact. But anyways, this is the scripture that confirmed it for me, right? Jeremiah 17 verse 10. I, the Lord, search the heart and I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. Right? So God is saying, yeah, he's going to give you what you're sowing. He's going to give you what you're working towards. Does that make sense? But people may take this and be like, yo, see, God wants me to be like rich. And I think he probably would. If you're working towards something, if that's what you really want, if your heart's in the right place, I think he will grant you the desires of your heart. But I personally think you got to get right with God first. And I am right with him. Like my heart is in the right place and I'm growing with him, yeah? So what else? The parable of the golden talents, right? God's given you gifts, right? And I know those talents are for spiritual gifts, but he's also given me gifts in other ways. And my trading itself is not a gift, but my discipline, my patience, my work ethic, my ambition, you know, this can go into the kingdom. Does that make sense? You know? So when I see the Lord and he says, you know, what did you do for me? Were you a profitable servant? I can say with my hands, I can say with a clean conscience, Lord, you saw what I did for you. It wasn't my work, it was you working through me. but you know what I did. It was all for you. You know? I'm going to cry in a minute when I think about, every time I think about seeing Jesus in front of me, I can't help but just like, the tears welling up, you know? So get to work, man. God is here. God is good. He's working through you. There's another verse you need to understand. Digressing a bit now. Have you seen my Bible? It's a beautiful little tiny thing. I love it. Hang on. It's Ephesians chapter 3. You guys probably know the one I'm talking about. Very famous. Ephesians chapter 3 verse 20. Now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. Yeah? So the power that works in us is able to do even greater than what we think. Okay? So, pardon me? Okay. So yeah, I'm just very grateful for what God has done for me in my trading, because it's been a long, painful road, bruv. I can tell you that much. So to be at this place where it's going to be growing and growing and growing, glory to Jesus, man. Glory to Jesus. Look what he did, man. Oof. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. High probability setups. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead again and speak about a bunch of different things. Again, you may find certain things. You may understand things differently. I'm going to go off what I found. You can sort of take everything if you want. Obviously, take it, test it. But if there are things you want to forget about, maybe there's only a couple of things that you want to take, that's fine. Be my guest. I'm just telling you what I've personally found. The first thing that I want to basically bring your attention to is, okay, higher time frame, what I call higher time frame reliability. Okay, so what do I mean by this? Okay, what I mean by this is that everything that we're going to speak about right now on the higher time frames is going to have a higher, what do I say? It's just going to be more reliable on a higher time frame. So if I say to you that structure, more often than not, will be shown in this particular way, if we respect this structure, great, we're still in the uptrend, okay? But if we, for example, break this structure, then we can say that the trend has shifted, we've got our new trend defining point, and now we can assume that the price will go lower. We could potentially take our trades from here or by here, but the general premise was that the trend had shifted from that drop, right? When price had broken past this level. This is something that will be more reliable on the higher time frames. If I say to you that key levels get respected, it will be more reliable on a higher time frame, meaning that if you're on a higher time frame, that key level will be respected. Okay, if we are in a trend, like if we know that price makes higher highs and higher lows, okay, and we see this on the 4-hour time frame, okay, even if on the 15-minute at this particular point, even on the 15-minute we might see this, okay, that just might be like this, right? And then it could just pump up. Do you get what I'm saying? So the higher time frames, they typically have more reliability, meaning you can, whatever we teach or whatever we say works or doesn't work, the higher time frame will have more reliability, and that's something that you just need to understand. Okay, your key levels will be more reliable on higher time frames. Your structure will be more reliable on higher time frames, and this, I believe, would scales up. So the higher time frame you go, the more reliable it's going to be. Like let's look at the monthly. At some point, we're going to have a retracement, aren't we? It's starting to look a bit overextended. Same with the weekly, right? No pullback. This, in my opinion, is not a pullback. The daily, we've had a bit of a pullback. This could be a day where price goes lower. I don't know. But yeah, so we're going to continue on that. Okay. And I'll also show you like real examples as well. So I won't just speak about this. We'll go through the charts and I'll show you stuff. Okay. Right. The second thing, okay, is structure. Right. When you're finding higher time frame, when you're finding high probability setups, structure is going to be really, really important. And what I've basically found is, again, you kind of tie these two things together, right? Whenever we're on the higher time frames, the structure, right, will tend to get respected. Okay, so if we are in a 4-hour uptrend, right? If we're in a 4-hour uptrend and we see something like this, then we can say to ourselves, this is our trend defining point, and this is going to be, with the likelihood of price making a higher high is greater right now than it coming down and crashing. So we're going to just assume that price is going to be rising. Okay, makes sense? Wonderful. Similarly, if we have a situation like this and price breaks lower, then we know that it's likely that price is going to be going to the downside. Okay, so structure is really, really important. What else is really important? Key levels, and this is all going to come together at the end. Okay, key levels are really important, and most importantly, your structure key levels, meaning when we have this, right, what are our key levels? Retest, trend defining point. Okay, what if we have this, right? We know about overall and current. You guys know about this very well. Overall retest, overall retest, overall trend defining point, current retest, current trend defining point. Your current structure is like this. So for example, this right now is your current structure. Price is showing me that it's going down. So what you need to do when it comes to current structure as well is that you might get a little bit confused. You might see something like this. Okay, let me just show you something. Okay, you come to the morning and you see this. Okay, you mark out your overall first. Okay, easy. Overall retest, overall trend defining point. When you look at your current, the only thing that you're looking for is just immediate structure. You're not looking for trend defining point, not looking for nothing, just looking at your immediate structure. You start off by here and you say, what's happened? The same way we're starting off by here. What has happened? Okay, I can see that we've had this lower high. We've had this lower high by here. So this is just this. I can just see price coming down. So this is my current structure. The same way this would be your current structure. You got your thing by there, you're just focusing on this. Okay, and if price was to do this, let's say in the morning you start off by here, then you're going to ignore all of that and you're just going to be focusing on that structure by there. Okay, because it's current, right? When we say current, we mean it. I also sometimes say immediate, right? As in like immediately, what is the structure that we're seeing? Okay, so these key levels are really important because these are going to be places, especially on the higher time frames. Beast doze. Bless you, brother. Right? Hang on. Imbalance. I don't know, is that ICT? If it is, I don't know, bruv. I don't know what imbalance is. Let me tell you something. Don't make your trading too complicated, bruv. Make it simple. This is a place where it's simple. All these guys are trading SMC. I've never once looked at SMC in my life. Not even once. And my trading is easy, simple, and very profitable. Okay? So again, key levels, extremely important, right? You only need to worry about your retest level and your trend defining point. And what did I just say? You've got two types, okay? Oops, daisy. Okay? We got our overall structure, our overall key levels, which is here and there. Your overall is basically when you want to be able to see price like this. Okay? In the midst of price moving like this, okay, you want to be able to see it like that. So you will be like, mark it by there, mark it by there, mark this by here, mark that by there. So you want to be able to see price in this fashion. Okay, that's your overall. Okay, your current will be these bits by here. Okay, but if you are starting your day by there, don't look at this, don't look at that, just look at the structure right by there. Okay, so let's say you see this. Okay, boom, this will be your overall retest, overall trend defining point. You start off by here, you're going to look back, where is the current structure? I can see this and this. Okay, and by the way, brother, this is not a trade. I haven't placed this. I'm just waiting for a potential entry, although price is sinking in it. It's probably going to be one of those days on gold where just the 5 minute just trends and trends and trends, but it's all right. I'm going to basically potentially take some entries in a moment. But that's it. So these are your key levels. They're very, very important. And if you understand this, these 3 points already, we're already going to be setting ourselves up for a really high probability setup. Okay? Okay? So we're going to prioritize the higher time frames. We're going to look at structure. Okay? So we're going to think to ourselves, okay, price is more reliable. Fibonacci, don't even look at it. I don't even care. No idea. Not saying it's not good. Me personally, never looked at it, never cared. Trust me, I'm telling you now, never needed to look at it. It just confused me, bro. I just thought to myself, again, it probably has a place in this market. I just never understood it. What, do I go by there? Do I go by there? Do I go to the body? Do I go to the wick? What do I do? I just felt, I'm probably wrong, but I just felt, how can price I'd rather understand price action than to draw this and be like, oh, when it comes to a line on the chart, then it moves. I don't know. There is, again, probably a reason for it. I just personally have never needed it, never cared about it, So yeah. But anyways, carrying on. So we know that the higher time frame is respected more, right, than the lower time frames. We know the structure is really important, and key levels. So we're looking at our trend. Where is the trend? Is it up or is it down? Okay, the trend is up. We're on the 4-hour time frame. Fantastic. Now I know that price, because we're in an uptrend, is more likely to rise than fall. So I'm already stacking up some confluences. I'm already stacking up the odds in my favor. Now I'm also going to plot my key levels. So if price does come back, I'm going to prioritize taking buys from here. Okay. So we're going to go on to our final thing, right? Okay. You really want to, if you really want to have really high probability setups, lower time frame confirmation. Okay, meaning that you got everything there. You know that the higher time frames are more reliable. I should put maybe trend in here. Okay, the direction of the trend is really important. That key levels are also really important. And now imagine you tie all of that together and you've got lower time frame confirmation. Meaning, imagine you get to this place here. Imagine you're at this 4-hour key level. You've ticked off everything on the box, right? But you see the 15-minute doing this. Now imagine you see the 15-minute break above, comes for a retest there. Now you got everything, baby. You are pinging that chart. You are full margin going off the charts. Sip of water. I got my coffee, brother. Thank you for being cautious, though. Thank you for being cautious. So yeah, you are stacking up a lot of confluences in your favor. You're just ticking things off the boxes. Okay. Does this also mean that every time you line up all of this, you're going to have a win every single time? No, it doesn't. Right? But what you are doing is taking everything into consideration, right? And you are putting yourself where you have the highest odds of winning. Okay. Now, this is kind of like an introduction. Okay. This is an introduction. There's also more things that we can speak about. Okay. So I'm going to now just go ahead and show you. I'm going to go ahead and just explain a bunch of setups for you. Okay. Simply just a bunch of setups that you can use. Okay. Right. And this is all going to start off from the higher time frame. When it comes to the lower time frame, we'll talk about it. But this is, I guess people, some people prefer different things. Some people like the 15 minutes. Some people prefer the 5 minutes. Some people prefer the 1 minute. They've all got their individual advantages and disadvantages. Such as the 1 minute, you may be able to get a really early entry and have a really big push, really good risk to reward, but you're also probably going to have a higher loss rate, which is okay, which is fine. It just depends on what you feel more comfortable with, right? Are you more comfortable with taking more losses if you're happy to get, higher wins? Me personally, I like the 1 minute, but for that reason, the fact that it was less reliable than the 15 minute, I didn't choose it. The 15 minute for me has proven to be really, really reliable. Okay, because on the 1 minute, sometimes if you're waiting for a 1 minute confirmation, which I used to do, right? if I'm at a key level by here, for example, right, I would want to see, you know, the 1 minute maybe do something like this, okay? You know, give me some kind of like a high or low, or let's say it's by here. I would want to see maybe a break above by there, okay? Sometimes price wouldn't give me this early confirmation, you know, with something like this, taking my trade by there. Sometimes it would just go by here, and by the time I've taken my entry, price has pushed up quite a long place, and my risk to reward is kind of skewed. So I just like the 15 minute. Sometimes the 1 minute confirmation works out, sometimes it doesn't. Any thoughts on Trading in the Zone book? Yeah, it's a good book. Do you know what's an even better book? Let me show you. If you are genuinely a beginner trader and you're struggling, read this. I'm telling you now, this is way better than Trading in the Zone. This will fix a lot of your psychological problems. And it's not even about trading. It's not even about trading. But I'm telling you, it is phenomenal. It changed a lot for me. Okay, I'll type it in for you in case you didn't write it down. But Trading in the Zone is also good. It's also good. I don't think it's the be all and end all. I don't think it's like the greatest trading book in the world. Another really good trading book. I'll give you a couple. I think I left it in my old place. I think it's in my mother's house. But yeah, I'll just list them for you. Naked Forex is really good. Haven't read that, but I read parts of it. And then The Best Loser Wins, really good book. Again, I didn't read the last two, but I just took bits in there. Okay, but they're really good, really good. Okay then, so let's go on to those setups, right? So for me, the way that I trade, okay, I start off on the higher time frames, 4 hour, 1 hour. 4 hours start off with a 4 hour, always. I look at the structure. Where is the structure? Let me go and get a different chart for gold so I don't ruin the analysis, okay? So this is what I'll do, right? Okay, I look at the structure. Right now I can see, if I draw to the right, I can see price has done this. This is typically my model, okay? When I see this level by here, unless price breaks below it, we're still in an uptrend. If price does break below, I will be able to say, well, I can take a trade from here, or I could have taken my trade up by here, like that. Okay, but at this point, I'm looking for sells. However, this is the last point in which, if I come by here, I'm taking buys. It's like it's like the last stop in like a defense, right? Last stop in a defense. This is where I'll be taking my buys from. Also, by here, I can take my buys from here, like this, okay? Well, obviously it didn't touch, but you get the point. So this is typically my model, okay? And price will, you know, just kind of do this. This is what it does, yeah? This is typically, and until it breaks that level, right, then the trend is shifted, okay? I remember those 2 points, by here or by here, okay? Now you need to also understand this. I'm not simply just waiting for that. I'm understanding that once price has broken this structure, we're basically on the cards for sells. I can, if price gets to here, these are two very important key levels. However, if price forms like a lower high, I'll take the trade by there and go for it. Do you get what I'm saying? So what I'm first looking for is, where is the trend? Okay, but those two levels are great places to take your trades from, because you've got the trend is up, the 4 hour is up, you're on a higher time frame, you come to a very solid key level, boom, high probability setup right there. Okay, even if you don't want to go to the lower time frames, you can take your trade by there. Okay, but that's really important. I'll just reverse it for you. If we're on a downtrend, okay, we're taking trades by here, our trend defining point is there, price breaks above, we could take a trade by here, or we could take a trade by there. What we don't do is we just ignore that level now. Okay, if that happens, we just ignore that level. Okay, so that's it. That's what I'm looking for in the 4 hour time frame, and I can see that we've got that trend defining point right by here. We've also got this retest level right by here, so it's kind of like quite a big key level, you know. So I'll be looking for buys by here, and what I'm looking for is some kind of structure on the 15-minute. I'm probably going to be taking some buys by here. I'm not going to go into it, but this is basically I don't know if I actually can take a buy from here because it's, oh yeah, we can. This would be the level. This would take me a while to explain, but basically the way that I look at the market, it might get a little confusing, so I'm sorry, but basically I look at the market in two ways. Okay, well, in one way, but there's two parts to it. Okay, I look at what's called the overall structure. Okay, I also look at what's called the current structure. Okay, so if I see something like this, okay, which is pretty much what I'm seeing by here, it's right by there. Okay, this is the overall level, these two levels by here. So this level by here, okay, is this level by here is this level by here, we've already marked it out by there, okay, and this level is by there. Okay, so I'm just focusing on the overall and the current structure. Okay, I don't want to get too confusing. So as price has come down, right, this level, right, I know that price could bounce by here. Okay, and for me in my trading, I'll go back to the chart in a moment by here. For me in my trading, this particular entry, this particular trade would have had the stop loss is way too big, way too big. Okay, so what I'm doing now, which is it's pretty much lining up perfectly, I got this big fat wick rejection on the 15-minute time frame, which means on the 1 minute or the 5 minute I can get a really nice double bottom. Okay, it's looking like I'm only going to be able to do this on the 1 minute, right? Because I don't take a trade. I don't take a trade if I have over 600 pips. If my stop loss is 600 pips or more, I don't take it. Have I tried prop firms? Yes, buddy. Yes, I'm a prop firm trader. 40k funded. Soon to be funded 100k in total. Trust me, brother, I know what I'm talking about. I've been here for flipping 5 years, bruv. And one thing I'll tell you now, it don't matter what you trade, bro. Doesn't matter what you trade. If you trade your strategy, his strategy, my strategy, as long as it's tested, just get down with it and trade it and you'll make money. Yeah, hang on. I'm going to need to just do a little bit of... Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to... That's still 700 pips. No way I could take an entry by there. However, I can take an entry by here. Look at that, 441. Everything's looking good. Just give me a second while I look at this. I'm just kind of double checking my work by here. Okay. No problem. This is looking good. I'm just potentially setting up a trade, so give me a moment. Okay. This could be the one, this could be the trade that passes this challenge, well, passes phase 1. And then as soon as this challenge is done, as soon as I'm 100k funded, I mean, I ain't gonna bother with challenges for the time being. I'm gonna just scale up and just get payouts, man. Ay, ay, ay. Oosh. Okay, so you can see that we've got, so this is it. This is the reason why I'm taking this trade. I'll do it on the, hang on. 1 second. Okay, I'll do it on the analysis on on the other screen. Okay. All right, cool. I'm just checking I got my alerts there. Okay. So what I'm doing is I can see that price is by here. This is a 4-hour key level. The 4-hour is up. And what I'm doing, I'm taking my trade from this particular key level by here, because as you can see that price has this has caused this big fat jump. So this is what I would call a 15-minute current trend defining point. It's the most recent trend defining point currently. I know the terminology is getting a little bit confusing, but this is, once you start to know my process, this will become very familiar for you. I'm going to ignore these big wicks. I usually include wicks, but I'm going to ignore these big fat massive ones. Keep my zone by here. The stop loss for this entry was a bit too big. Okay, right, you can see you had 80. I always go about 110 points above. Right, it was too big. However, there is a nice 1 minute double bottom that I could take. Oops, daisy, which is by here. This would be my 1 minute double bottom level. So all I'm doing is going right by there, and then boom, there we go. That'd be the trade, and I go 1 to 4, and that would be that. That's exactly what we've got by here. Just waiting for it. So it is what it is. Okay, so but also I can take another trade, right? Because obviously I'm bullish, because the 4-hour is because the 4-hour is bullish. Oops daisy. So what I can wait for, because currently the 15-minute is a little bit bearish, I want to see the 15-minute push up, come back down, make a higher low, and then I'll take a trade like that. But at this moment in time, it's just pushing up. It's pushing quite aggressively now. It's probably, yeah, I think this 1 minute, yeah, this 1 minute trade is probably invalidated now. Yeah, it's invalidated. Because new structures formed by there. So this double bottom is not going to be valid. Same with and the 5 minute was invalid anyway. So I'm not going to touch it. Okay, so very quickly, a potential trade can just get taken out the window, but it's fine. When you start getting excited about what you want, bad place to be. Very bad place to be. Just be focused on taking your trades perfectly. All right then. So a lot more time now to wait. Probably going to be close to an hour before another opportunity comes. I could take a sell up here as well. Or by here. Okay. Anyways, back to the teaching. Okay. So, 2 really good setups, right? On the 4-hour time frame, you want to go for your retest and what's also called your trend defining point trades. Okay. Follow structure. If you also see that price has broken below by here, 2 really good places are right by there and also by here again. Oh no, sorry, not that place. You can ignore that place and go by there. All right, and there you go. Okay, so these are places where you can take your trades from, right? Another really cool setup, one of my favorites, okay, is when price is overextended, right? Everything I'm telling you has a higher likelihood of working out, by the way. I've all tested it myself, right? Over like 100 times. How many times has this particular thing played out? Basically assuming that price is going to be retracing. Okay. Whenever you see price is overextended, what does that mean? Okay, what it means, look at this. Okay, look at this. Look how far price has traveled, right, without a pullback. Do you think that looks overextended? Do you think that looks like it's in need of a retracement? Because me personally, it looks like it needs a retracement. Okay, The way you can confirm this is look at it and think, does it need a retracement? And if it looks like yes, the final thing you got to ask yourself, do I have at least 3 candles? Okay, if you're looking at it from this way, does it look overextended? Does it look like it needs a retracement? Okay, it does. Let's double check and see, does it have 3 bearish candles? At least 3, not just 3, at least 3. Then sure. Then at this point, if you've confirmed that, then congratulations. It's looking like it needs a retracement. Okay, so we're going to be taking, an exhaustion trade. Okay. Oops, it is. We are going to be taking an exhaustion trade. All right. So that is when the higher time frames have looked like this, for example. Do you think that this needs a retracement? Okay. So for me, as soon as I see prices push like this, even though I wouldn't have taken this trade because I was asleep, I can say, okay, it's not the biggest overextension. This is on the 1 hour as well. And this is, you know, you can look at it by here as well. Okay. You can say, does it look a little bit overextended? It does. It does look a bit overextended. Okay. So we say to ourselves, fine then, let's go ahead and take an exhaustion trade. But what we need to also understand when it comes to exhaustions is that we are taking trades counter to the main trend, obviously. And if we know that price in, you know, as it's trending, it pushes and then retraces and then pushes and then retraces, and we know it's more likely that price in an uptrend is going to make higher highs and higher lows. If you're taking your entry by here, you've got to be aware of the retracement. Okay, so that's what we're trading, is the retracement. Okay, so it's fine to take the sells by here, but you have to be aware that as price is coming down, there is going to be a point in which it has every right to go now and break above and do its thing, because you're trading against the main trend. And we know that as price is trending, it's more likely to make its higher highs and higher lows and lower highs. Okay, so what you watch out for, what you need to do is plan your entry. So what I would do by here, if I'm trading this, I wouldn't have traded this, but if I did, I would have waited for some kind of 15-minute confirmation, maybe like a lower high. We're getting there. All right. So before I take this trade, I'm going to check. I'm going to check one thing. So we'd be around by here. I'd say to myself, okay, what are some signs that this retracement could be over? Basically meaning, when could I start looking for that eventual continuation? Okay, so when is this going to potentially happen, right? It's when you see at least 2 candles that have retraced and it looks like a retracement. Like, you can't just have one candle by this and say, oh, okay, it looks like a retracement, boom, it's okay. No, you can't even see this and be like, okay, it looks like a retracement. No, it has to be at least 2 candles. At least 2 candles, okay? And it has to look like a retracement. So as we're planning this trade by here, let's say this is your entry. This would literally be perfect entry for me, because why? We got a lower high, right? We've got this valid retracement, valid confirmation. So you could do something like this, right? Okay, let's say you put your stop loss above by there. Just for example, just for argument's sake, okay, this is your trade, right? As this is playing out, let's say you're going to do like a 1 to 3, okay? Let me just double, oh, I don't need to. Let's say you're looking for a 1 to 3, okay? Right, but you're taking an exhaustion trade. You've seen multiple candles now, okay? You've got to start thinking to yourself, okay, at some point, it's probably going to follow in the trend structure. So it's actually, this is real time, okay? When you see at least 2 candles, that's when you, that is, I'm telling you now, at this point, if the 15-minute was going to reverse, you could be looking for those higher low entries. All right? So that's what you got to be aware of when it comes to exhaustions. But when you see price like this, yeah, when you see price like this, for example, overextended, hardly no pullback, it's more likely now, way more likely, price is going to drop than go up. Okay? So you can start looking for your entry. So that's really awesome. But just keep that in mind, that if you see 2 candles, even if they're tiny, even if the next 2 candles were like this and like this, they were tiny little retracement, it's still a retracement. If it suffices that criteria we talked about, where it has to look like a retracement and you have to have at least 2 candles, then congratulations, the retracement could be over. Okay, so you've got to take that into consideration. Let me just double check and see what the market is doing on my screen. Oops. It's probably likely now that price is going to sink, because it looks like one of those days where the 5 minute on gold is just trending. This was the first strategy that I had on gold, was a 5 minute strategy. Pardon me. Okay, let me just take stock a little bit. I can probably delete this because you guys can go and take a screenshot or a photo of that if you want that. Keep these to one side. Okay, let me just have a look at my stuff. Delete that. Yeah, we're looking good. We are looking perfect. Amazing. Absolutely phenomenal. Right, 1 second. I just got to check something, and I'll go into more setups in a minute. Okay. All right then. So continuing. Okay. What else have we got? What else have we got? Very, very important. Higher time frame wick rejections. Okay. Something that we're seeing potentially forming by here, but let me use a different example. Finding it hard to find them. Okay, here we go. Good example right by here. Look at this. Okay. So when you see wick rejections, which is basically this, okay? Can you see all of these wicks have started to form around this level? When you see multiple wicks by here, when you see multiple wicks, oops-a-daisy, okay, you can see rejection, rejection, rejection. Doesn't matter what you're doing, what you're looking at, what you're thinking of, price always has a higher likelihood of moving from this level. Okay, you do get situations where, you know, rarely you get situations where it's like wick rejection, wick rejection, wick rejection, then boom, big fat candle, right? Where you had like stuff like this, terrible drawings. Actually, no. Yeah, all the evidence is telling you price is going to go down, and then the next candle price is shooting up. Very rarely you get that, but typically when you see these wick rejections on a higher time frame, especially on the 1 hour time frame, you should be thinking to yourself, well, we could be, price is going to be moving from here. Funny enough, this is one of the things where I don't implement this in my own trading, simply because it's not something that when I did my testing I was paying attention to. So even if I see it for Kingdom Come until the end of this year, I'm still going to take trades, and I did take losses. I could have taken entries. You know, it's very easy. You can take entries by here. All you got to do is find the sentiment on the 15-minute or the 5-minute. But I'm not going to, because of those scenarios where sometimes you may get that price pushing up anyway. But ultimately, you can test this. I'm telling you, even though I don't use this, I'm telling you this is reliable. Okay, I'm telling you this is reliable. The only reason I'm not doing it is because I don't want to change anything in my strategy right now. I want to just, for the whole year, just trade it as it is. So yeah, just know this. But there's something that you got to think of. Let's say, for example, you're seeing bullish candle and then it has a wick rejection. Bullish candle, wick rejection. Bullish candle, wick rejection. You may think to yourself, aha, wick rejections. Let me go ahead and take a sell. What will happen if it's just, for example, bullish, bullish, bullish going up, but there's wick rejections? More often than not, price is going to push up. Okay, so when you have a wick rejection, if you're planning a trade, well, before I go into that, typically when we say wick rejections like this, okay, let's say, for example, we see candles like this, right? Yeah, when we see them like this, where price is pushed down and pushed down, the pressure is going down, right? Okay, so because it's going down, you want to see at least one bearish candle. So in this mix, right, because the pressure is looking like it's going down, ignoring this stuff by here, okay, imagine that the bullish candles look like this, okay? Imagine the bullish candles look like this, right? Where they had candle like this, candle like, oh, hang on, candle like this, and then a candle like this, okay? But let's say the wicks were like this, yeah? You got big long wick, tiny wick, tiny wick, tiny wick, big long wick, big long wick, okay? You think to yourself, well, the pressure, look at it, and you could even have the next candles looking like this, okay? Where it's like that, right? And you've got a tiny wick, but then a big old fat wick. You can say, yo, the pressure's really pushing down. If you don't have a bearish candle there, it's more often than not going to be pushing upwards, okay? Because all you're seeing like this is just this on the 5 minute probably, okay? But if you see a bearish candle, more often than not, now it's good to go. Okay, more often than not, it's good to go, and you just flip this for the other side. So when you're looking for wick rejections, okay, yes, it's more likely that price is going to go in the direction where the pressure is forming, but you've got to have at least one bearish candle. Look, one bearish candle, what happened? Boom, price just tanked. Yeah. If this candle, if this middle candle, right, if this was bullish, you probably wouldn't see that. And again, go and test it if you don't believe me. Go and test it. So that's that. Okay. So wick rejections are extremely, extremely good. Interesting. Very interesting. A setup for me is going to be developing soon. Probably two setups, a buy and a sell. Ugh. A sell, because if price gives me another bearish candle, if this is a bearish candle and another bearish candle, I could take a trade, because I'm basically looking at it and saying, well, it looks like the 15 minute is giving me evidence that it's going to be going down, so I'll just go ahead and take that entry. Okay, I'll even take the entry if I get a break and retest from this level. I'll take it. Okay. But let me go on to the lower time frames now, because we've basically spoken a lot about high probability setups. Okay, so focus on where the trend is on the 4 hour, focus on those key levels, and it'll really profit you guys if you think from an evidence perspective, meaning have an idea in your mind about where price could go. Let's say, for example, this is your key level, like by here, yeah? For whatever reason, don't worry about the trend, just for whatever reason, this is the level where you expect price to drop, okay? Before you make that decision, look at the evidence, okay? Are you getting wick rejections? Are you getting confirmation on the lower time frame where price is doing something like this? Is the evidence starting to stack up? And if it does, then take the trade. That's exactly how I trade, right? Very, very much so, very much evidence-based trader. So yeah, we'll just go over everything before we go over our thingy. Let me just name a bunch of setups for you. These are all setups I trade, by the way. Okay, so this is starting on the 4 hour time frame, but this is the 4 hour or the 1 hour. You've got your break and retest. You've got your trend defining point. You guys can go and take a picture of this if you want it. Okay, we've got the overextension. Okay, we've got the higher low / lower high entry for trends. Okay, we have something which is what I call fulfilling the trend pattern. Let's say, for example, you know, you are by here. Okay, let's say you're by there, right? Obviously, you're expecting price to make that new higher high. So maybe you're around this area and you're expecting price to go up. Okay. What else do we have? Consolidation is really important. You got minor consolidations where price is simply just bouncing up and down like this. And then you've also got major consolidations, what I call major consolidations, where price is doing all this madness, like really big, massive, ugly looking thing. Yeah. Let me go to my strategy and see if there's any setups that I've missed. Okay, also fine. Key level reaction, meaning this could be your key level, meaning you could be, I don't know, in the midst of something like this. Maybe this is your key level. Okay, just any key level, right? Yeah, and that's it. So we'll go over them again. We've got the break and retest. We've got the trend defining point entry. So maybe I'll circle where you're going to be getting in. Okay, you got your overextension, expecting price to go down. Okay, you've got your higher low or lower high, because notice I said lower high because we're also going to just assume the opposite for downtrends. You got fulfilling your trend pattern, meaning that you're in this middle space expecting price to make the new higher high or lower low. You've got key level reaction, okay, where price got to a key level. You've got your minor consolidation where price is just bouncing up and down. Then you've got your major consolidation, which is where price is in this big fat ugly consolidation. And that is pretty much all of my setups. I think I got one more, which is where like price is breaking out and you're just going to be taking a trade in that direction. All right. So now we've got all of this. You can go ahead and maybe put that on paper if you want to, or take a picture of it. But yeah, let me just go again and check the chat. All right. Wow, it's a really big stop loss. What is up with price today? Just moving, bruv. Like, I think there's a lot of volume. Stop losses and everything are huge. I don't know why this happens sometimes. I think some days there's just a lot of... Like, what is that, bruv? Hang on, my maths is terrible. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. All right, that's fine. Now, so now that you've got all those key levels there, you got all that information I've given you, how can you sort of really make this high probability? Well, then whenever you get to any of those setups on the 4 hour, look for the confirmation on the 15 minute or the 5 minute or the 1 minute. I use the 15 minute, but you can do whatever you want with this. The premise will still be the same, but you'll probably have different results for whichever time frame you're going to be using. I'd recommend sticking to the 1 minute to the 15 minute. If you really want to use the 30 minute, you can, but I've never ever used the 30 minute or the 45 minute or the 20 minute. I've just stuck to the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute. And I'll show you what I do on the 15 minute when I get to one of these key levels, and then I'll basically tell you, right? So whatever your situation is, whether you're looking at an overextension, whether you're at a 4 hour retest level, whether you're at a trend defining point level, the process is still the same. And what you're looking for is something called sentiment. You're looking for price to show you that it's traveling in that direction. So bullish sentiment, okay, is something like this. Okay, let's say, for example, price is by here. Bullish sentiment would be a break above a level. Okay, bullish sentiment would be a higher low forming. Bullish sentiment would be price breaking above the trend defining point, right? The same thing is true with the downtrend, right? If price is in an uptrend, bearish sentiment would be, a lower high forming, break of structure, no matter what it looks like, any evidence that points towards price, showing you bearish sentiment or bullish sentiment, it's good enough. So no matter where you are, right, you got to look for it. So let's say in the morning, you say to yourself, okay, price is not looking overextended. I don't know where it's going to go, but it's traveling down, and bang, it's hit my 4-hour retest level. If you see on the 15-minute price doing this, you don't take no trade. You wait first for price to give you that sentiment, okay, which is either a break of structure. Okay, any break of structure can be anything. It can be like, even if it's just like alpha consolidation, it doesn't have to be a trend defining point. You could have a TDP break, okay, a TDP break, or you could have a higher low, lower high forming, okay, right? I'll even add another one. You could even have wick rejections, okay? I don't use this. I always wait for the sentiment, but let's say, for example, you get to, I don't know, this one, take with a pinch of salt, do some testing over this, because I can't confirm it because I don't use it. Okay, but for example, let's say overextension, 15-minute is doing this. You just see wick rejection, wick rejection, wick rejection, wick rejection, and then you want to sell. Maybe, okay, fine, no problem. But me, I'd rather wait for that shift and then take the trade. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Very, very simply. So you can see by here, right, this is looking like bearish sentiment. Right, if I go to my chart, I'm bullish, right? I want to take a buy because I'm on a 4-hour key level, but I don't see no bullish. I did have something, right? I did have something by here, but the trade got invalidated, right? So yeah. But the reason why I'm looking for a sell is because in my strategy, I have something called opposition and priority. So I have 3 trades, 3 losses that I can take. If I take 3R loss, bang, I'm gone, out for the day. But I do something called priority and opposition. Priority means that this is where I believe there is going to be, high likelihood of a certain direction playing out. So because I've explained everything to you, 4-hour trend is up, 4-hour key level. The highest likelihood of something happening is bullish, is price going to the upside. So I'm going to prioritize my longs. So I'm going to give 2 bullets for a long, but I also know that price can do whatever it wants to. Like today, it's looking like it's just going to sink. I'll take a trade to the downside. But if that trade loses, don't touch the market until something may change. Something might change with the structure of the market where actually it's more likely that sells are going to happen. So now I can take sells. The priority and the opposition has shifted. There could be a time where, I don't know, there might not be a priority or an opposition. Price could look like it's overextended, or price could look like it's going to be pushing up. It could look like it's going down, or it could look like it's going up. I don't really know. So when I'm presented with that situation, do you know what I do? I just go with whatever first appears. So I just say, market, you just decide. So let's say, for example, I don't have a clear bias. I don't have a priority or opposition. I'm on my last bullet of the day, and I'm seeing a break lower for a break and retest. I'll take that sell, even if it hits that sell and then pings off. I don't ever think, oh no, like something's wrong. No, I just do it. Do you know why? Because I have like almost 200 trades forward tested. In my total batch, I've almost got 400 trades total, where my strategy is just profitable as anything. I think if I just say maybe half of that, maybe 150 is back tested, maybe 150 is forward tested. Let me see how many trades are actually forward tested. So 183. What's 183 take away 348? Or 348 take away 183? So I've got 165 forward tested trades. And shall I tell you how much what I've made from January? This is also, well, hang on. This is also including like mistakes that I've made in the market. So this isn't like I haven't only logged the trades I should have taken. There's missed trades. There are wrong trades. You know, there are times where I've probably missed out on a lot more than I should have when I first started trading this year. But this is the true result of trading. Even in our mistakes, we still make money. We're still profitable. I'll show you now from January what's been the R return I've had. Hang on. And at the end of the year, I'm going to link up all of my results to like my FX book. Okay, I'm going to add it up. You can add it up with me. Okay, so we got minus 1R minus half R plus 4R minus 1R minus 0.44R minus 1R minus 0.35R. Might take me a while actually. Minus 1 minus 0.35 minus 1 minus 0.4. I had a bad losing streak in January. Plus 4 minus 1 minus 1 plus 4 plus 3.5 plus 2.5 plus minus 0.38. There's probably a way faster way to do this. I'm not going to count it. I'm going to just do it myself because I'm faster. Taking me ages, bro. It's gonna take me a while. I'm logging this really bad losing streak that I had. Bloody hell, it was terrible. It was really bad. Really, like I started the year off like minus 12R. It was disgustingly bad. Like there was a lot of mistakes I was making. It was just not the best start to the year, but we move, eh? I think it was the best thing that could have happened because it set my mind right. Bloody hell. Because I went through that losing streak, dude, and I don't think I'll go through a losing streak like that ever again. Because that was a lot of my own stuff too. It wasn't just the market. I'd also missed trades. I'd taken trades I shouldn't have taken. Right, I think we're about halfway now. Dude, this is long, bruv. What am I on? I'm on minus 9R so far. Minus 9R. This is a great way to sell my course, isn't it? I think I lost like 10R. There we go. Now we're climbing up. It took me a while to climb out. But hey ho, in that I still passed the challenge. I lost the challenge though as well. Here we go. I remember I had this amazing I had this amazing winning streak which literally put it back up. There we go. I'm in profit now. Here we go. Minus 1. Minus 0.59. Minus 1. Plus 4. Plus 4. It's going to take me a bit of time. Let me go ahead and just check the market. Okay, we're good. Fine. Okay, plus 1. Oh. There's probably a way easy way to do this. I'm probably doing this the most difficult way possible. Just literally on a calculator adding up every single trade that I've done from January. Because you're not going to get a proper picture from my my MT5 because I finished January in drawdown, and I could probably just do it that way. Okay, let's just do that. That's gonna be way easier. It saves me doing all this. Right, is this my... Okay, yeah. Okay then, so January. Let's do January. Custom. So 1st of Jan, no, because I started my trading 6th of January. to the 31st of January. In R now, how much did I lose? Okay. I lost, bearing in mind I was risking $60 minus, so $988 I lost, divide by 60, I lost 16R in January. 16R, I'm gonna write it down here. It was absolutely terrible, like it was just shocking performance for myself. That was a combination of me just missing trades, but in reality though, when I went through all of January, right? When I went through all of January and looked at all the trades I should have taken and didn't taken, I was in profit. I don't know how much, but I was definitely in profit. So this was definitely myself, right? But anyways, February. What do we do for Feb? Oh, hang on. Okay, so February was $513 divided by 60. So Feb was plus 8.5. March was really good as well. And again, also this wasn't me trading optimally. I still made mistakes as well. 468. 468 divided by 60 is 7.8R. This is all my results this year. And then currently, so my results in April this week, PFA have been really good. God blessed. Currently plus 5R. So even though I had a shocker of a month in January, and despite the fact that that wasn't even my strategy, that was me and my errors, right? I was profitable, but look at those results anyway. So even when you make mistakes, even when you flop massively, look at that. I lost 16R in January. I was up 5% on a challenge. Boom, lost it. Combination of myself, and there was some, it was a losing streak as well. But there was a combination between me losing trades, missing trades, taking trades I shouldn't have taken. And then guess what? Even in February and March, I still made errors. I still wasn't perfect with trading. That's what I've just been ironing out, just getting it perfect. So all you got to do is focus on today, bruv. Just focus on today and everything will be okay. Whoa, that was funny. Let me go and back to the topic at hand. Digressed a lot there. So anyways, what you're looking for when it comes to sentiment, like we said, break your structure, higher low, lower high, TDP break, or put exclamation mark here, wick rejections. Okay, that's the last one's not so much sentiment. I guess that's kind of like an indicator, like an indication of price moving. You can try this on the 5 minute, 1 minute, 15 minute. I personally prefer the 5 minute, 15 minute. And yeah, that's higher time frame setups, baby. Locked and loaded. Very good. Very, very nice. Maybe what I'll do is like golden nuggets, because I got a lot of golden nuggets. Like there is some, like genuinely, that profitability that you see, the only reason Well, God, first of all, is the main reason, the number one reason, above all, why my results are the way they are. Why I am the trader that I am, or I'm the person that I am, is because of the Lord. He's given me everything, so all glory goes to him. It's all Jesus. It's all him. It's all of it is him, as in literally everything is him. None of it is myself. It is all because of Jesus. I don't want to take an ounce of credit for it all, because without him I couldn't have done anything. It's like, imagine, yeah, you got a car, bruv, and that car could go from Scotland to France. But if you ain't got fuel, bruv, that car ain't going nowhere. You know? Yeah, we have a part to play. We've got to drive the car. But without the fuel, right, which is Jesus, he's obviously a lot more than fuel. He's our life. I guess you could say the fuel is the life of the car, isn't it? Jesus is the, I guess a better way to describe it is Jesus is the fuel. He's the mechanical work. He's the insides of the car. He makes everything work. All I am is just the plastic on the outside. That's all I am. But without him, I can't do nothing, you know? And I'm also the guy driving the car, you know? Okay. All right then. Any questions, anybody? I know we've got one guy watching, but do you have any questions, whoever you are? Hope you're having an amazing day so far, bruv. Or girl, whoever you are. Ugh. It's going to be nice to finish off. I prayed to the Lord. I said, Lord, please give me like just one trade which just wins today. That's the best, when you take one trade and it wins. Just nice 4-hour profit. Bam, baby. But the most important thing is not our wins. Genuinely, the most important thing in your trading is your ability to just focus on today's trading. Just make sure that today's trading is perfect. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. Just focus on today. Let's go through some Bible verses. Hello? What? I've only looked at gold. I haven't looked at anything else. No, it's just normal. Tesla's gone up. Because he's in government, isn't he? Wait, so looking at Nike. Why? Why? What happened? Oh yeah, let me look at the do you mind if I put you on loudspeaker so you can be on the stream? Do you mind if I put you on loudspeaker so that people can hear you on the stream? Okay. So what were you saying to me yesterday?
What I said to you yesterday, Donald Trump is going to announce tariffs and it's going to affect the stock market. By the way, I'm no expert.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, I haven't.
So any company that supplies the United States from abroad,
Yeah.
their stock will go down, and it will go down further. This is only the start, because obviously the stock go down a little bit, but then when they start losing the trade, should we say, where
Barclays.
have a cash flow problem.
Barclays is down a lot.
Everything is gonna everything is going down. American companies should really sustain it and maybe go up. It depends what Europe will do today. They're going to announce now what they're going to do by attack, and UK and Australia. Everybody's saying, so it's a really the stock market. Anybody's got money, pull it out.
No way.
Honestly, yeah, it's going to go down 1,000,000%. And then you got to keep an eye and listen to who's who making a deal, and those are the companies. Well, any company says they're going to go and invest in the United States, their stock will go up.
You see it? Oh, interesting.
Basically, America wants to make sure everybody goes back to America and employ people and make America wealthy.
Nice.
So if any company's going to invest in America, but definitely should increase in America said last night as well, anybody buys an automobile American made, yes, interest free, and is it interest free? I'm not 100% if it's interest free, but anyway, it comes off your tax.
No way. So big incentive to go to America then.
Yeah, that's it. To buy American products in America, like cars, it comes off your tax.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah. So say now you're driving, and if you buy a Dodge, it's coming off your tax, tax benefit, basically.
Well, I can order a car from America. I can order like...
No. Only if you live in America.
Only if I live in America.
Yeah, it comes off your tax, like PIU or what have you.
He's just a businessman who's got into power, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's quite funny. Well...
Amazing.
Let's just pray for world peace, because the world is going down the bloody toilet, I can tell you that much. Yeah. Alright, bless you, Uncle. See you later, bye-bye. Ta-da. There you have it, folks. You have got the inside information. You know exactly what to buy, what to sell. Bro. What's going on with price? It's looking weird, isn't it? It's looking very weird. Just trying to think to myself now. There's also something really amazing that I do. Well, the Lord does it for me. Is because the Holy Spirit lives within us as a believer of Jesus. Whenever I want to make decisions, like if I'm in the market like right now, I'm thinking to myself, I have this rule where I ignore like really big wicks. You see these big massive wicks. Sometimes I might even ignore a wick like this. Yeah. You see this wick, this one by here? I'll draw it out for you. Right by there. Okay. It doesn't look massive, right? Because I think there's like prices pushing quite strong today, but when I measure it out, it falls under what I would constitute as a massive wick, therefore eligible just to ignore it. So if I ignore it, then does that mean I can take a break and retest by here? Do you know what I mean? Hang on. If I do that, could I have taken the break and retest after me going? Do you get what I'm saying? So in situations like this, I think, what do I do, bruv? It boggles my mind a little bit, you know? Because things have got to make sense, right? But obviously I didn't take the trade. I'm kind of maybe glad I didn't. So sometimes you've got to be a bit flexible. And in these moments where I'm a bit like, I don't know what to do. I'm just like, God, you tell me. Yeah? You tell me what I should do. Okay. All right then. So I'm just thinking, is everything going okay? Yep. I think things are okay. I'm going to delete that there. Delete this, because this is all invalidated now. All of this stuff is invalidated now. And now the next question is, I never like to see one candle like create what could be like a potential low, because of something I call a muckabout candle, which is what we're looking like by here, where you see one candle, for example, you see a candle form like this, you think it's like a retracement, and then all these other candles form like this, which is what could be happening by here. So a lot of decisions need to be made today. So I need to just pray very quickly and just ask the Lord. He's telling me to take it. It's too big of a stop loss anyway. I don't know why it's happening. I think price is just moving a lot today, like up and down all around. Bloody hell. So yeah. Right then, so that's done. Let's take a look at the early Christian history, because we've been doing a bit of a study on this, just looking at like the formation of the church, the events that happened after, we can find a lot of it through the Acts of the Apostles, but what I really want to, sort of get down is Jesus Christ's ascension to around 313 AD, which is where Christianity became legal. Okay, so under Emperor Constantine, what was Christianity like before the legalization? Okay, and then what kind of happened after the legalization, right? Because I want to basically see, what were Christians doing? What were they believing? What were they, because there were some weird heresies that were coming out. So what I was thinking to myself, well, I think what we can do is we can basically go from the apostles and we can go to, all of their sort of disciples and their disciples, and where can we go from that? So we can start with, for example, John, okay, because one of his disciples was Ignatius, and one of Ignatius' disciples was Polycarp. So we can see church fathers who were Polycarp's disciple. Irenaeus, very prominent. So I think we have to read against heresies. So I think I got to go online, go onto Amazon or somewhere and see if I can get that, because I've been seeing that pop up everywhere. Hmm. Interesting. Hippolytus. Hippolytus was a was a disciple of Irenaeus. That's a very cool line. And it also says that Polycarp was known for preserving and transmitting the teachings of the apostles. So he was a very important person in what we're teaching, in what we're looking for. Okay? So I think looking at Polycarp's teachings, we can look at Polycarp, Ignatius, Irenaeus, Hippolytus. And when did Hippolytus die? Okay, so he died in 236. That's a pretty decent time. So from 33 AD to 236 AD, right? We have got, so Jesus, the Lord Jesus, to John, right? Ignatius, then Polycarp, okay? Then you've got Irenaeus, and then you've got Hippolytus. And I want to find somebody maybe who was most prominent disciple of Hippolytus. Let's see who it is. Is this the same Hippolytus? I'm pretty sure. I'm 99% sure. Hippolytus, disciple of Iraq. Yeah. Okay. Price action is looking very funky today. Very funky indeed. Alright. So I think to really get an understanding of everything, I got the book right by here. Hippolytus also wrote Apostolic Tradition. This is not what I wanted. Oh, damn it. This isn't the correct book. Where is it? Oh, hang on. Oh, I think this looks okay. Okay, yeah, I do have it. Fine. What is a monoepiscopate? Very interesting. Very interesting. I've definitely got the right book. Yeah. Apostolic Tradition. So it's basically a guy who is, I don't know what his name is. His name isn't there. I think someone just did like a commentary about this, but it's got the actual work of Hippolytus in it. I think it's got like loads of comments and stuff. I think it's got there's a wealth of knowledge in here that I can go and use for other things. So yeah, praise be to Jesus, you know, it's just, wow. I love this, all historical stuff. I love it, you know, confirming the scriptures, confirming everything. I think it's very, very important. And I just want to see, like, because obviously the Reformation is so important. Worshipping God is so important. And I feel like, why are we so divided as Christians? Why do we have Catholic, Protestant, Baptist, Pentecostal, Latter-day Saints, Adventist, all this? Why do we have that? Like, where did that all come from? Why don't we just look at Jesus and the apostles and then some church fathers and keep it there? You know? Keep it there. Why need to change it? Because, you know, I didn't realize, you know, it took 1,200 years for people to figure out. It took 1,200 years to figure out that the books of the Apocrypha were heretical. And that's crazy to me. 1,200 years it took. So I believe why, you know, I just think why do they do that? Are they hiding the truth? That's the thing. It's probably not a big deal, yeah, but I just feel like if for example Martin Luther was the first son of the devil and he took out books which were divinely inspired by the Holy Spirit to keep in there, then why is he changing things? Maybe he's the reason why there's a bunch of division. Maybe he's inspired by the devil. This is what I'm saying to you. So then we want to write off Catholics. Maybe they got it right, bro. Like, it's what I'm saying. I don't think any denomination has it perfect, but let's just see where it goes wrong. Also, I had a crazy dream about the Pope yesterday. I ain't even going to go into that. There was a very weird dream that I had. He was doing naughty stuff. I don't know where that came from in my mind. That was definitely not from God. I don't think God would want me to dream about the Pope doing some very weird things. Okie dokie. If I ever consider, like, is this a key level or not, one thing that I just think of is, can I take a retest from it? Can I take a break and retest from this level? And if the answer is yes, and it looks like I can take a break and retest from that level, then amazing. It is. But we are going to be wrapping up the stream pretty soon. I think we probably won't do another session on early church history, because I've kind of got everything I need now. Maybe I can go through it with you guys. We can read some texts. Yeah. I'm daydreaming. Alright, to be fair guys, I'm going to wrap up the stream here because I'm running out of things to say. And I've got some stuff that I need to do. But yeah, thank you everybody who came along. Thank you for watching. Probably going to be posting a new video soon, probably today. But yeah, have an amazing rest of your day, guys. For all the guys who are watching afterwards, thank you very much. Please leave a comment if I described things well and it was helpful. But yeah, have an amazing rest of your